morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Sluysken Samupofu. I'm Prime Minister of the Bank of Namibia winning team, Debate Challenge 2022. I serve on the Student Representative Council at NAST as the SRC for Finance. And today I stand in front of you as the founder, CEO, as well as the Principal Officer of Pre-Eminence Financial, where we believe in 360 degrees financial solutions. Ladies and gentlemen, imagine borrowing money in Namibia online seamlessly. Our solutions are customer-centered. Encapsulating financial technology made for lending 100% Namibian, our amazing website hosts the following financial technology. An online loan calculator, which in real time, plug and play, can calculate your interest, loan amount, as well as your term of repayment. Your loan application, which is seamless in 8 steps, can figure out your basic field of your basic loan application for you to fill out an application online, for you to borrow online. Ladies and gentlemen, we harness technology by absorbing fintechs as well, which we create products such as Pre-Eminence Pay My Bill, which is composed of an automated clearinghouse through innovation and subsidiary of Adumo Online, a payment intermediation service through Bank Capricorn as an e-commerce merchant, which allows clients to repay their loans online through a payment link. Nonetheless, ladies and gentlemen, we are at the core of developing customer-centric digital experiences for Namibians by creating technologies such as mobile apps where clients can borrow, as well as mobile sites that can create such as products such as Pre-Eminence in your pocket. Imagine taking out your phone and borrowing money on your phone and getting a loan advancement in the same day. Our sales process comprises of 5 simple steps. The client either calculates the interest on their loan, fills out the loan application, therefore following to the next step of documentation validation, credit analysis through credit bureaus as well as affordability statuses, deduction processes as well as the disbursement of funds. Nonetheless, ladies and gentlemen, we have interest revenues which compose of interest revenue. Let's say Maria borrows money today, her loan will be repaid with an interest. Recurring revenue, Maria is a 3-month recurring customer, recurring revenue. Services revenue charged to Maria for using our services, as well as transaction-based revenue, charging Maria for repaying her loan online. Nonetheless, ladies and gentlemen, our traction comprises of 62,000 in credit transactions, 13 active users. We are proud to be growing, which we have aggregated to a total percentage of 99%, which we think is a total success for us. Moving on, ladies and gentlemen, our roadmap of stakeholders is very important, ladies and gentlemen. To the Ministry of Trade and Industrialization, through FIFA for registering our business, the Namibia Financial Supervisory Authority, NAMFISA, for granting us a micro-lending license, which our financial analyst says that we are the youngest micro-lending license holders in Namibia. The Ministry of Finance through the Executive Director's Office for granting us the April Payment System Solutions, our payroll deduction management service. RealPay South Africa that allows us to perform debt extraction, as well as Bank of Namibia through the Financial Intelligence Center for giving us access to the system Go AML for us to comply with anti-money laundering processes. Wix Online, which is our mode of communication with our customers through our mobile app, mobile website, as well as desktop website. And our team comprises out of young students who have expertise in economics, accounting and finance, as well as business administration, as well as information technology. Nonetheless, ladies and gentlemen, what makes our fintech unique? This is because we harness payment and deduction systems which we can use, such as the Go AML to comply with anti-money laundering processes, as well as RealPay through debit order extractions, April, as I mentioned, through payroll government deductions, as well as Adumo Online, which is an automated clearinghouse that allows us to perform the function of Pre-Eminence Pay My Bill, where the client can repay their loan online, which is one of the first of its kind within the lending space within Namibia. TransUnion as well, which allows us to physically trace the client if they have to default on their loan, as well as blacklist the client, as well as draw credit reports in terms before dispersing the client's loan amount. Now this brings us to the new age of .com, of the bubble era. Why do we say so? Because our company operates in all 13 regions. Why? Simply because we are on the internet. A client who is in the Rongo region, who is in the Zambezi region, can make use of our services just because they have a mobile phone or a desktop site. Nonetheless, this means that our company can operate all over the globe as long as the client has a mobile phone to access our services. Nonetheless, why do we want to work with the Bank of Namibia? For interoperability, for affordable and efficient financial services, Standards, security standards to protect us against fraud and operational disruption, and implement safe data protection. Cross-border remittances, because we operate with companies that are abroad, such as South Africa, the USA, and other 13 countries in the SADC, in the Common Monetary Area. Financial system enhancement, which we try to improve our competitiveness, enabling local and foreign investors to contribute to our economic growth. Ladies and gentlemen, I thank you all for listening to our presentation. Thank you.
Thank you for your very well done presentation. Very impressive business. There's a common theme that I'm getting from the presentation, and I think you also alluded to access to data. Just something I want to point out that yes, I think open banking is quite key in most fintech operations, and that's something that bank is actively looking into. So keep an eye out on the bank's position on open banking. It will be published sometime this month. So that will provide guidance in terms of the way forward with regards to open banking and issues such as you mentioned, like screen scraping APIs that will also pronounce on it. I just wanted to know, with this business model and the link to the FinTech framework, what exactly it is, having heard from the bank side, what the FinTech framework intends to do. What part of your business would you like to be adapted to the framework?
We like the main model of business, which is lending services, to be admitted into the FinTech framework. The reason why we want to be admitted into the framework is, number one, like we mentioned, interoperability, where we want to increase our competitiveness, right, by harnessing through other financial technology companies. Remember, we meant our slogan is 360 degrees. Therefore, there are discussions with other stakeholders in which we want to develop our own technology. Right? For instance, if we don't want to use an automated clearing house such as Innovation, we will develop our own technology. And through the framework with Bank of Namibia, they could, or the bank would assist us in creating the technology as well as following the rules and regulations that would be needed into successfully implementing an automated clearing house, for instance, for us to enable our clients to repay their loans, not using an intermediary service, but rather directly from one client, from the client to our business.
Thank you for a very good presentation. I was a dragon. You were convincing all your convincing. Yeah. So my question is around. I think you mentioned something about same-day application and same-day payment. So, what type of technology do you use to do your credit assessment or analysis? You can make that quick, informed decision.
Thank you very much. So, as I noted before, I mentioned that we are FinTech absorbing FinTechs when we can develop our own technology. As of right now, when we do our credit analysis, we make use of a credit bureau as stipulated in the Microlending Act, in which we track a client's credit report through TransUnion within the same day. So what happens is you manually go online into the TransUnion portal, and then you fill in a client's information. Let's say Maria, and then you fill in a last name, and then it will give you exactly how many loans she has, how many loans she's defaulted on, has she ever been blacklisted, where else is she borrowing money from, and so on and so forth. So those are the kind of reports you can draw from TransUnion as a credit bureau.
Thank you very much for the very informative presentation. I have a question, but if you feel that the response is confidential information and you don't want to disclose, please advise. We will always take the discussion offline. I wanted to understand the funding part of your business model. How do you fund the loans that you give to your clients? Is it own funds, investor funds, or is it raising from deposits from the public? And then obviously the business will grow going forward. How do you intend to fund it going forward?
To answer your question, it's not quite a confidential question for transparency sake and being accepted into the framework. Believe it or not, Pre-Eminence Financial is founded on a student loan from NASA, in which I used my non-tuition fees as startup capital to set up a business as well as to license the business.
Yeah, there's just one last one here. Yeah, so my question was, look, I like what you're doing. You are doing things faster, which is what clients want to see. I think if I look at other parts of the world, that's really the trend. So one thing I wanted to talk to you about was more your performance of your loans. Do you have a lot of defaults? Are your plans paying? Because if you have speed, obviously that can come with the price of quality of the loan on book.
One of the unique value propositions that we make use of at Pre-Eminence Financial is that we don't deduct the loan and the interest amount of the principal amount of the loan. So what we would do is if you would have borrowed a loan from us, for instance, for 5,000 and you charge an interest rate of 8%, which amount to 6,500, we would deduct only the 1,500, which is the interest on the loan, until the client is able to fully repay the principal and the interest on the loan, therefore giving the client a customer-centric ability in order to repay their loan and therefore increase the efficiency for our business, covering costs as well.
Thank you very much.